boys and girls, this is Mrs. Gomes. I'm here to show you a mini lesson on multiplying a whole number by a fraction. So this goes along with your math work for Friday, May 15th. Okay, you'll see I have my cubes poster hung up in the background here that I will be referring to throughout this lesson. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk to you about is over here. So when you multiply a fraction by a whole number, you're going to see on your math packet that there's two different strategies that are shared with you. So the first one I'll review is repeated addition. Now you can use repeated addition when you have something and you have that thing over and over and over again. So for example, 6 times 2/3, I can find the answer to that by doing 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. You see I have 2/3 6 times, and by using this repeated addition, I can find my answer, okay? 2/3, when you add that together 6 times, is going to get you 12/3, which reduces down to 4 wholes. So you'll also see in your packet a different strategy called the tape diagram. We've used this in school before, and that's going to be used when finding the fraction of a whole, or when you're finding a piece of something. So for example, if I want to find what 3/5 of 35 is, I know that I'm taking a piece or a part of 35. So in this example, 35 is going to be my whole. So on my strip, it's going to be representing 35, as you see over here, okay? Now, since I want to find 3/5 of that 35, I am going to split my tape or my strip diagram up into fifths. So I'm taking my 35 and I'm splitting it up into 5 equal pieces. Well, how do I know what square, what piece each piece is equal to? Well, I'm going to do some division. 35 split up into 5 equal parts is 35 divided by 5, which is 7. Each fifth here equals 7. So remember, I want to find out what 3 of those fifths would equal. So I would look at 3 of those boxes, or 3 of those 7s. In this case, 7 plus 7 plus 7 would give me my answer of 21. So 3/5 of 35 is 21. So these are two different strategies that you can use when finding the answer to a multiplying fraction times a whole number problem. How will you know which strategy to use? Well, it'll depend on the context of the word problem. What is the word problem asking you to do? And that's when it's going to be really important for us to use our cubes and build a visual, help us to picture what's happening. Are we doing something repeatedly over and over and over again, where it would be appropriate to use a repeated addition model? Or perhaps we are splitting something up. We have a group of something and we want to find a piece of that. That would be then appropriate to use this tape diagram. So it'll all come down to what the word problem is asking you to do. All right, so I'm going to take you through problem 3 in your packet. Quincy is making fruit salad. For each bowl of fruit salad, he needs 3/4 cup of grapes. How many cups of grapes will he use if he makes 12 bowls of fruit salad? All right, so let's see what we have here. We're being asked to find how many cups of grapes will he use if he makes 12 bowls of fruit salad. So he's not just making 1 bowl, he's making 12 bowls. So let's look at some important information. I'm going to use a better color here. each bowl of fruit salad, he needs 3/4 cup of grapes. So if I'm beginning to picture what's going on here, for the first fruit salad bowl, he needs 3/4 cup of grapes. For the next fruit salad bowl, he needs another 3/4 cup of grapes. Remember, he's making 12 bowls. So it looks like we're going to be using this 3/4 over and over and over again. How many times? 12 times. So I can represent this story problem with the expression 12 times 3/4. So when I go to solve this, I can do a couple different things. One would be repeated addition. Referring back to my strategies here that we learned, repeated addition makes sense because I am repeating the fraction 3/4 12 times. This was a lot of times to write 3/4. So as you were doing that, you may have noticed a more efficient way of doing this. I'm essentially doing my 3's 12 times. So I could do 12 times 3, which I know is 36. And that would be 36/4 because I have 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. How many fourths do I have? 36/4. Now, you know we cannot leave it like this. This is very improper. I want to know how many 4's go into 36. How many wholes can I pull out of 36? So 4 can go into 36 a perfect 9 times. So referring back to my question, how many cups of grapes will he use when making all 12 bowls? He's going to use 9 cups of grapes. Does that make sense? Well, he's using almost a whole cup just for one bowl of fruit salad. So if he's making 12 bowls, we know he's going to be using several cups. So 9 cups does make sense. And for this we used repeated addition because that made sense in the context of the word problem. All right, so lastly I'm going to take you through some of problem 5 in your math packet. This is the last problem for Friday, May 11th's work. There are 48 students in the 5th grade at Glover Elementary School. Part A, 1/4 of the students play an instrument. How many students play an instrument? All right, so here's the perfect example of a word problem that is giving me a total amount of something, 48 students. So I have 48 total students, and I want to find out what part of this 48 students play an instrument. So I know that 1/4 of the students play an instrument. So 1/4 of this 48 play an instrument. So I'm taking 1/4 of 48. Now, with this clearly is showing how I'm taking a piece of some larger set. So I'm going to be using this strategy that I showed you earlier on how we're taking a piece of a larger number. So my strip diagram or my tape diagram here is going to represent my total 48. So this whole thing represents 48. Now, I'm talking about taking fourths of this 48. So that's showing me that I'm going to split up my 48 into 4 equal parts. Think of them like actual students. You have 48 students in a room and you want to divide them into 4 equal groups here. Okay, my diagram wasn't as equal as I had hoped, but that's okay. So some students are going to go in this fourth, some students in this fourth, some students in this fourth, and some students in this fourth. How are we going to know how many students go in each fourth? We're going to have to divide those students up. Think about it, when you have a group of students and you have to split yourself up onto teams, you divide those people up. So 48 split up into 4 is like doing 48 divided by 4. So 4 times what gets you 48? 12. I know 12 times 4 is 48, so 48 divided by 4 is 12. So think of this 12 now as representing 12 students in this fourth, 12 students in this fourth, 12 students in this fourth, and 12 students in this fourth. Okay, so now I'm referring back to my question here. How many students play an instrument? If 1/4 of those students play an instrument, then I can just look at one of those fourths. Let's look at this first one. These students play an instrument. How many students play an instrument? 12 students play an instrument. So that would be my final answer. 12 students play an instrument. I found a part of 48, and I did that by using my tape diagram. So you'll see for part B that they ask you now to find out a different set of information. 4/6 of those students take the school bus. So remember, we're still talking about those 48 students. That's still our total, right? And now I want to find out 4/6 of 48. Yeeks, that's sloppy, sorry. Okay, so now in this one, I'm not going to do this one all for you, but I'm going to set you up. Your strip is going to be equal to 48, and now you're going to find 4/6 of that 48, starting by splitting this up into 6 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and you'll find out the number that goes in each of those 6 by doing 48 split up into 6 equal parts. Okay, so remember to do some division to get you that number in the box. Okay, and then you'll finish this one, and then you'll go on to part C. Be really careful when you read part C. They may try to trick you in part C, but I know you're smarter than them, so you can figure it out. Draw a model, make sure you read carefully, and you'll be just fine. All right, good luck, and I will see you soon. Bye, 5th grade.